What is happening, people? Back with another video. Today we are doing a reaction and a breakdown of yesterday's fight, UFC 262, Chandler versus Oliveira, which was a sick fight for as long as it lasted. Both men had their moments, showed a lot of championship heart. Technique was out of this world. I felt a bit bad for Mike Chandler getting stopped like that in round 2 because I thought he had such a good round 1. But we're going to go through the fight now, and we're going to start right from the beginning, round 1. And I would just like to say first, I really liked the way that Oliveira was controlling distance for the first 30 seconds of the fight. He had his Muay Thai guard, you know, almost like, you know, with his hands high guard. He was putting a lot of pressure on that back leg, and he was using that, kept raising that knee almost like as Joe Rogan kept saying, like as if he was going to throw a teep kick. But he was using it to just control that distance. And he's obviously that little bit taller than Chandler, so he's just taking that half step back to avoid those power shots of Chandler as he's coming forward. We know he's an explosive guy. And he throws from that, from keeping that distance, he throws that leg kick so well. And I think he floored Chandler in the first kind of 20 seconds of the fight, but just from the timing of how well he threw that. So we're going to start by watching the first 30 seconds.
Brought to you by Body Armor, the official sports drink of UFC. Kicks for Oliveira, he's in yellow. Michael Chandler's in white.
Moves right towards him, high guard, low calf kick twice. I like how he steps in with that knee,
so he's not quite
lifts
finding
that
his
left
distance.
knee up and uses it as a teep, or he can just set it up for other things.
That's one of the things that he's done really well.
Triple
That's where he's
jab on
improved,
top.
right?
Yeah,
is
not quite
everything
getting
up
the
the
body
middle,
shot there.
those front kicks, those leg kicks.
Another leg kick.
He does a lot of things to discourage you from coming forward into
power shots, not quite getting there. But look, we do know that Michael Chandler is an explosive guy. It's absolutely necessary to keep that distance from him. And literally about 10 seconds after this, Chandler does catch him with, I think it was a right hook. But you can see that it makes Oliveira immediately think that he needs to go for the takedown, which is exactly what happens in the next clip. And from this takedown, they kind of, Chandler rolls onto his back and almost gets him in a guillotine. I thought it was almost going to be a sleeper guillotine. What was only missing from that would have been, he needed to get Oliveira's arm kind of across his neck. It's the same kind of thing where you're on your back and you put your leg round them. They just need to have their arm, just so that you can squeeze their own arm against their neck. But do you know what? All credit to Oliveira, he hung in there. And I think Chandler was also thinking, you don't want to gas yourself out that early in the fight, trying to get a guillotine, which may or may not be perfect. But yeah, here, let's watch that one here.
Couple of left hands from Chandler.
Chandler's got a guillotine.
Yeah.
It's real.
It did actually look like something. But that's what I was saying. It was like, if he had his left arm across, I would have thought it would have been a sleeper guillotine. But look, he managed to get out of it, Oliveira, credit to him. But Chandler does the absolute cardinal sin, which you should not be doing against someone like Oliveira and someone that's this good at jiu-jitsu and this good on the ground. He gives his back up, which is just like, I think it would have been just momentary reaction. He wouldn't be thinking straight away, I want to be giving my back up. He was thinking, well, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, but I would not have given my back up if I was him. But let's watch the next 30 seconds here, and we're going to watch how he not only takes his back and controls him, but how Chandler tries to get out of it by getting to his feet and then kind of body slamming him backwards.
Don't give your back to you, Chandler.
Yeah.
You cannot give your back to
Controlling
you,
the arm.
Chandler.
Not to this guy.
There you go.
Not to Oliveira.
Both legs round.
That is, and listen, and this is what Oliveira does.
Yeah,
He's got both hooks
both
in now.
He did this to Will Brooks. He knows as wrestlers, we go to our knees to try to
all
get
that
up.
pressure on him.
So he forces you in that direction.
He's sitting
Yeah, that's
back
so
to make
smart.
sure that he's not
He
too
just knows
high.
he sits back,
He's
puts
either
that
gonna
pressure
pull
on so he
him
can't
back
get
or
flipped
he's gonna try
forward.
to flatten him forward.
And Chandler does a
Depending
thing,
on
making
how
decision of
Michael
going to his feet
reacts
here,
to this.
which is fair enough. But that is, number one, going to drain your energy like fuck, because you're lifting another person up when they've got that much of a tight over your neck, grip over your neck. Second thing being, if that goes wrong, which here it didn't go as he planned, because I think he wanted to wind him, get him to loosen his grip so he could explode up and move. he just moved him even tighter into a body triangle. You could see how well his legs were positioned around him. But look, do you know what? All credit to Chandler, because he survived a little bit of heat there whilst he was in that position. Oliveira was throwing some nice left hooks to the head. I think he threw a right elbow, and Chandler was just trying to block, hang on, and get his breath back a little bit. And then we see the explosive athlete in him again, because he explodes to his feet. He moves his hips round, and we're going to watch that here.
Because we can't catch up.
Boom. He's up. I think that even shocked Oliveira. It could shock me. You can see him almost trying to put him down for it. Yeah, that's it. And then he's back to his feet, which is just like people that don't do MMA, or if you've not trained, you won't understand the amount of not only strength, but like determination and like gas tank that you need to be able to do that. The fact that he was able to rest whilst he was still getting punched and elbowed and then explode like that, it just shows you the kind of athlete that he is. So that was brilliant. He managed to get back to his feet, which is like all credit to him. And then again, you see the explosiveness, because he drops Oliveira like 20 seconds later with this almost leaping left hook. Well, actually, no, he doesn't drop him, but he catches him, and you can see the effect that it has on Oliveira, because straight away, Oliveira kind of like pauses, allows Chandler to get in with the right hand, and then dips to his knees, which we're going to watch here.
Chandler corner calling for some forward motion.
Bam.
Here under 2 minutes to go in the round.
And right hand there, dips to his knees. Controls him with that left hand and forces him to go on his back. And to be fair, do you know what? All credit to Oliveira, because the last 2 minutes of this round were hard for him. He was trying to defend on his back. He basically defended really well at full guard, but he was taking a lot of elbows. He was taking a lot of punches. And he showed a lot of championship heart to kind of stay in there with him. You should know how fucking strong Chandler is as well. But do you know what? We can see Oliveira. This shows you the kind of level that these guys are competing at. Even when he was, so he had both his legs round his body. When he couldn't quite control the arms, he was literally covering Chandler's eyes with his hand, just so that he wasn't going to hit anything expensive and knock him out. But it's just those sneaky level of tactics that you see right at the top, which just makes it so much better. We're going to see here.
Over a minute to go here in round one.
If I'm Chandler, I'm letting him up.
He's trying to control his head. Moved out the elbow quite well, actually. But there you go, look. You just see, he's just moving his hand just there. But yeah, look, all credit to him. He fought well off his back. Well, he survived well off his back, should I say. But I think it was Joe Rogan that said there, if he was Chandler, he would have let him get back up to his feet. And I don't know if this had a nail in the coffin part to play, because if you look at the end of the round, Oliveira got back up to his feet in a much more snappy kind of way than Chandler did, which makes me believe that Chandler put a lot of energy into those last 2 minutes. I don't know whether he was thinking, right, I'm going to finish it here or what, but the last kind of part of, the first part of round two, I felt really, really bad for Chandler, because he gets caught with this a flash knockdown. It was a left hook from Oliveira, but Oliveira just closes the show, and we're going to watch that.
For the athletes here in Houston as round
There you go,
two
look at that.
gets
Muay Thai
underway.
stance again.
Chandler working off of that jab.
Palms that jab out, bam, gets caught with the left hook, but he's back up to the cage, trying to survive. But I think it's bam, that right hand there, that really gets him backpedaling, and then it's the end of the fight. Which, do you know what? Oliveira, excellent work. He didn't crowd his own work, timed that right hand off that jab perfectly. And, you know, I think he's a deserving lightweight champ, to be honest. But I did feel bad for Chandler in that instance. I think he did so well in round one. It's had such ups and downs. But look, he's a good champion. Mike Chandler's going to be back. He will be back. That wasn't by any means a disgraceful loss. He had really, really good moments in that fight. And round one was his, I would have said. But, you know, I think Oliveira did extremely well to get the finish. I think he deserves it, and I'd be interested to see, I want to know from you guys what you guys think is next. Peace.